Hey y'all, and welcome back to another vlog. In today's video we're going to be doing a little chit chat, get ready with me. Not something that I normally do, but I would definitely love to start getting into because I like just sitting down and talking. Like, somebody got to listen to what I got to say. Y'all got to listen when y'all hear Genius speak. Nah, I'm just playing. But in today's video I'm just going to be getting into a little bit of some things that I've learned in my early 20s. So if that's something that y'all want to see, then just keep on watching. Okay, y'all, so jumping right in. The first thing that y'all, I can't see, but the first thing that I'm gonna do is go ahead and pull my hair back. I would usually just tuck it behind my ears, but I don't want to take all day and keep having to move my hair out of the way. So I'm gonna just pull it back in a loose ponytail, pull it down a little bit so it won't have like a harsh crease. And since I'm not at home, I don't have like all of my skincare stuff with me, so I'm just gonna go in with these sensitive skin baby wipes from Target. And I'm gonna just wipe it off my face really quickly, and then I'm gonna go in with some bio oil just because I like how my makeup blends and I feel like it has a more natural look when my skin is like freshly moisturized. Usually if I were at home, I would do my full skincare routine prior to this, but I don't have all that. I was not about to pack all this, so we about to go ahead and make do with what we got. Well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do this first, and then when I start jumping into my makeup, because this like what this main thing is going to be, I'm not going to be showing y'all hair or anything, but once I start jumping into makeup, we'll go ahead and cover the topic. I did make a post to get like suggestions on like topics I should cover, but like the first answer that came through, I went ahead and took it down. I was like, boom, I can elaborate on it. So the topic is going to be things that I've learned in my 20s, and I'm only 23, but collectively I feel like I've learned quite a bit. So I'm going to share some of those things with y'all. Not everything, because I wouldn't even be able to sit here and pull everything out of my brain that I've learned, but like some important things and some things that actually came to mind. And I asked myself that, like, what's some important things I've learned in my 20s? And since I'm not going to be like mainly focusing on the makeup, I'm just going to link everything that I'm using down below. So if y'all have questions about anything that's being used, refer to the description box. Okay, so let me see. I got some notes here in my phone, so I didn't lose track. I just typed up a few things real quick. So some things that I've learned in my 20s. And just because I'm saying it's things that I've learned in my 20s, some of these are things that I learned prior to that from like things that I was doing at a younger age. But it just didn't actually hit me until I got into my 20s and started looking back at some of those things. So the first thing that I have is if you can't afford it twice, don't buy it. And I really said that because when I think back on like some of the things that I spent money on as a teenager, or just like my young years in general, I feel like some of those things I definitely could have gone without, and a lot of the things that were getting majority of my money I don't even have anymore. So anybody who like knew me like in high school, after high school, like if Pink or Victoria's Secret had a sale, baby, I was in there. Like, they was getting my money, no doubt. And like none of those things were a priority. Like, I was literally just paying for the name, which is what, like, I mean, the quality of their stuff was good, but at the end of the day, would I walk into Target and pay $50 for a bra? No. But because it's like, oh, it's Victoria's Secret, it's Pink, like, yeah, they have a big name carrying their brand, so yeah, you're more willing to spend that much money on something like that. but I have none of the bras. I have some of the underwear. A lot of them I grew out of, like couldn't fit anymore after I started getting pregnant. And those not cheap underwear. Like when you go in Victoria's Secret or buy something, it's an investment, because it's not like you're just going in there every day to buy stuff. Like, no, when you going in there, you know you're about to spend some money. And like as a teenager and as a young adult, I would literally go to work, wait 2 weeks for my check, and go straight to Victoria's Secret. And that, I mean, it wasn't smart. I mean, there's no way around it. Like, there's no excuses for it. It just wasn't smart. And then also it had gotten to the point to where, and this was not smart on my granny's part. I had to been like 16 or 17 because I was still in high school. I think I was working at Chipotle at the time. She went and applied for a Victoria's Secret credit card and gave it to me. It was in her name, her credit. Like, what? Why would you even do that? Like, would I do that? No. Like, I can't even think of a reason why she did that. But like, it's never that serious. If you have to have a credit card just to be able to get something, you probably don't need it. And I didn't need the credit card because I was going in there spending my own money. But once I got the credit card, then it was like, oh, I don't have to have the money. I could just spend. But the interest started piling up. And the bill collector started calling. Mind you, they wasn't calling me. They was calling my granny. So, yeah. Bottom line, just be smart with your finances. If you do end up opening a credit account, use it for the sole purpose of building your credit. I just opened my first credit account almost a year ago, and it's an Apple credit card. I used it to buy my phone, and then I just paid it back off to build up my credit. I think they gave me $1,000 credit limit, and it's due the last day of every month, and I just make sure that it's paid down to at least $300, max $300, so I don't let it go over $300 when it gets to the due date. And that's just because, per experience, it's smart to keep your credit accounts at a 30% rate, or at 30% of your credit balance, like when it's due. So yeah, if you can't afford something, or if it's not a necessity and you just want it, just think like down the line, is this gonna benefit me? Because if I had all the money back that I spent on Peak and Victoria's Secret, I'm just using those as an example because I know, like, primarily that's where my money was going. But if that's not going to be benefiting me down the line, like, I can't do nothing with for my kids with it. I can't do nothing for myself with it because I can't fit none of it no more. So yeah, that just allowed me to, like, learn to be more cautious with my spending. So, like, now as an adult, I write out my bills. I know what's going to be coming out on what date. I know what I need to have where, so that things can happen as they need to. You know, I'm not over looking crazy because my account is overdraft, which has also happened a lot of times. But because, like, my account has been connected to my mom's because I got it when I was 16, she's always, like, saved me, or, like, because I don't get, like, those notifications and stuff. I turn it off because I don't care. But my mom would always be like, okay, yo, account overdraft, I'm about to send you some money. But, like, I can't depend on that all the time. Like, I shouldn't have to. Like, it's not her responsibility to overwatch my account and see where I have money going. Like, that's something that I need to be doing as an adult. And just like your financial decisions, really any decisions you make at any age will like set you up for the rest of your life. So anything that I'm doing now is setting me up for the next few years. Like when you look back at any situation, it's not like one decision that led up to one big event. Like it's always a snowball effect of decisions. Like you don't. So if something major happens in your life, whether it's positive or negative, it's not from one decision that you made. It's always going to be from multiple decisions you made leading up to that, regardless of what it is. Which is another thing that I've learned. So be cautious with your decision making. Always think things through. Well, let me stop telling y'all what to do, because y'all can do what y'all want to do. But this is just some things that I try to keep in mind for myself, is to like be cautious with my decision making and to try to think things through. So that I'm not being like, what is it called, impulsive with my decision making. Because if you ever look at somebody who always makes decisions off of impulse or like a spur of the moment, they're always those people that wake up the next day with regret, or like always question themselves like, dang, why didn't I think about that? Why did I just do XYZ? Or dang, why y'all didn't tell me da 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 da? But at the end of the day, it's nobody's job to tell you what you need to be doing as an adult. So I try to take that into consideration, like whenever I'm making decisions, whether it's something big or small. Just because at the end of the day, when something does happen, I can't blame anybody because I'm an adult. Y'all, I forgot my setting powder, and I know exactly where it's at. I walked past it this morning on my way out the door. Oh, not cute. Well, I have to make do with this setting spray. But yeah, so always like be cautious of your decision making. That's another thing that I've learned. It could be like a small decision. Like it could be something that you did in high school, and if you find yourself like with a criminal record or a criminal background, it's gonna come up eventually down the line. So like, just be cautious. I no longer have that problem, mainly because like I had a really good lawyer and things like that. But when I was in high school, or like any age, because I was not fighting just in high school, you could, like anybody that I went to school with, they automatically know like, talk right, the she finna run up on you, like. And I mean, that's true. I'm not to be played with, but also was I thinking back then like, damn, if I have a fight in high school, somebody gonna press charges, it's gonna end up on my record, it's gonna come up when I'm an adult. I never thought that. It happened temporarily, it's no longer on my record, but those are things that if I could go back to when I was younger, those are things that I would tell myself, like, slow down, just calm down, let the situation play itself out. Or I ain't even gonna sit here and lie and say that if I could redo the situation that I wouldn't have put hands on nobody, because like I just don't see that happen. I just don't see myself letting nobody play with me, if that makes sense. So I probably would have went a different route as far as where I went, trying to be proactive in the situation and trying to avoid things from escalating. I probably just would have taken a different route there. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have fought nobody, because ain't nobody can play with me. Another thing that I've learned in my 20s is to not take advice from people who are not in the position that you want to be in. And sometimes it's hard, especially when you have like family who feel like they're always right, or their opinion is always the best way to go. Because sometimes you just have to look at people like, girl, you don't even have your own stuff together, so how you gonna try to tell me what I need to be doing? You need to be doing what you need to be doing instead of worrying about me. So that's just something I've learned. When people give you like advice, they can only give you advice based on their own experience. So just look at like where they are. Like I used to always have to tell this, like, I'm gonna use my baby daddy for an example. He got a friend who always called him for relationship advice, and I just be sitting here looking at both of them crazy, because you don't even have your own stuff together to be giving nobody relationship advice. So why are you opening your mouth to say anything? And why is you being dumb enough to call him and ask him for relationship advice when you see how his stuff going? Like, that's like the kind of stuff that you have to think about. Like, if somebody do not have their own relationship and stuff together, why would you go to them for relationship advice? You can go to them for advice about anything else, but relationships, no, just wouldn't do it. But yeah, that's just an example. Like, I've always had, I mean, and you can't control that. People are going to try to give you their unsolicited advice regardless of if you ask them or not. But what they don't realize is that, like, when you're giving people advice that they didn't ask for, it comes off more as criticism. Because if I didn't ask you, why are you trying to tell me what I need to do in my life? It's almost like, how can I put it? If somebody feels that deeply about what you're doing in your life that they've taken the time to sit back and think about it and then come to you trying to tell you what you need and don't need to be doing, it's gonna come off as criticism. Because if I didn't ask you this, why are you so pressed about it? Like, why are you worried about it? Like, that type of thing. And like, that's one thing that I could say, like, not with everybody in my family, but like most of my family, they're very like, let you make your own mistake, let you figure it out, that type of thing. Because if somebody is continually trying to press their opinion and stuff upon you, you're gonna want to do the opposite purposely, just to prove them wrong, just to get a reaction out of them, to show them like, you don't run me, you can't tell me what to do. Like, it's just like, it's proven. Like, people are gonna go, if somebody is trying to press their thoughts or opinion on you for something that you're for, you're gonna purposely go against them to prove them wrong. So, like, I just like it better when people mind their business, because that's what I do. Like, like, none of my friends can tell you that I come to them giving them unsolicited advice. Because if you wanted my advice, you would ask for it. When you feel like you're in a position to where you need to come ask somebody for help, you'll do so. I'm not gonna force that upon you, because you're gonna reject it, like, because you didn't ask for it. So that's the thing. Like, if somebody's not in a position where you want to be, don't take advice from them. And that's more of like a fruit on the tree type of thing. If you go walk into this apple tree and they all rotted, falling off because they not connected at the root good, you're not gonna pick the apples off that tree. You're gonna go to the ones that's over here healthy and red and looking juicy. So if this was the fruit on your tree looking like, why are you trying to lure me over here to pick it? I don't want it. And it just kind of goes both ways. Don't take advice from people you don't want to be like, or you don't want to be in the position that they're in. And don't give people unsolicited advice that they didn't ask for. I'm really almost done, especially since I forgot my setting powder. Like, my eyebrows is like the last thing that I have to do, because I'll be keeping my makeup real natural. I don't be doing half the stuff that I used to do when I was like in high school, Golden Girls and all of it. Bare minimum, because I like to look natural and I like to look like the same person with and without makeup. So the next thing, let me turn y'all this way so y'all can still see me while I'm like close to the mirror. I just gotta get close because I can't see. So the next thing is surround yourself with like-minded people. And it doesn't have to be people that you like have the exact same interest as. Like, y'all don't have to like all the same stuff, but y'all can have like the same thought process behind whatever it is. So like at work, well, at my first job, there's a resident, and like, she always comes in to see me. She always stops and talks to me. Mind you, like, we really don't have like much in common, except for our zodiac sign. So we're both Pisces, but she'll stop by and talk to me pretty frequently, just because, like, and she'll even tell me, even though like I'm way younger than her, like she's literally my mom's age, but she still, like, she stopped by and talked to me like we just friends. And she tells me all the time, like, I just love coming in here talking to you. Like, you always turn my mood around. Like, you always fill me with positivity. And like, I just be having to tell her, like, girl, don't sleep on yourself. Like, you possess so many quality characteristics. Like, stop letting people play with you. And she does the same thing to me. Like, not like I come to her telling her like what my problems are and things like that, but she'll be like, you know, like, I noticed like there's a different energy when I come in the office now, and like, I appreciate you like doing what you can for us to turn things around, like that type of thing. So like, just surround yourself with like-minded people. Y'all don't have to have all the same interests, but a positive attitude is definitely appreciated. Like, I have people who constantly like call me and blow my phone up, and like, I'm not obligated to answer my phone. If I don't want to answer my phone, I'm not going to. But if every time I answer the phone, all you have to talk about is gossip and drama, we're not going to talk. Like, that's not, what is that doing for me? There's nothing that I can do with that after I get off the phone and hear everybody's business. I can't go pay my bills. I can't buy nothing for my children. Can't go buy them a meal. So why would I like allow that to consume my time and my thoughts? I really don't care. And like, a lot of people can tell you, like, even where I'm from a small town, not a lot of people. I don't know everybody. I just really learned my way around the city during the pandemic. And that's just because like, I don't really care to be in the mix. Like, there's nobody in my city who has anything going on that I care to be consumed with. And it's not like to say that I think I'm better than anybody, but if small town drama is a different type of drama. Like, everybody knows everybody's business, and even if they don't, they gonna tell it anyways. That does not benefit me. If it doesn't benefit me, if it's not bettering me, if it's not helping me to progress or better myself for myself or my children, then I just don't care. So you should surround yourself with people who think the same way, because if not, like, that will eventually pollute your mind, essentially. So if you're always like that positive person, you can't be the only positive one, because if you're outnumbered by the negativity, it's essentially going to start to seep in. The next thing I'm going to touch on is addressing like your childhood trauma as an adult. I know there's like, I can't speak for white people honestly, but like in the Black community, there's like such a stigma around like going to counseling or seeing a therapist and things like that. But a lot of traumatic things are so apparent in the Black community. It's crazy because like, you could definitely grow up in two different households, two different parents, two different upbringings, but still experience the same traumas. And it's crazy because, let me see what y'all gonna do first. Like, and I can't speak for everybody, but I could say like, my family definitely mask their like hurt and trauma as comedy, and it's not funny, really. And it's crazy because like, some things you actually don't realize you're dealing with until you have children of your own. And like, you sit back and think about like things that you do with your kids and how you do and don't want to make them feel a certain way. So you do want to do certain things to make them feel good about themselves, but you don't want to do certain things that like made you feel bad as a child, or that like your parents lacked at doing for you as a child. And I don't know why there's like such a stigma around just taking care of your mental health as a whole. It's pretty freaking stupid if you ask me. But yeah, like, there's nobody, or I'm not gonna say nobody, but there's very few people in my family whom I would trust. Like, if I were actually dealing with a situation where I needed like the mental or emotional support, there's not many people in my family that I could or would even think to go to, because when your situation is tea, or you know they're gonna take it and run with it and try to use it as like the next little piece of family gossip, then why would you go to anybody? And if anything, I'm the person that's definitely gonna be like, why the fuck are you in my business? Why are you being messy if you're that concerned about it? come to me as an adult, like, which is another thing that I think is weird, like gossiping and doing the third party stuff as an adult. If you have a problem with somebody, talk to them directly. Yeah, but oh baby, oh y'all can tell I got this trauma there because I don't know way off topic. So anyways, dealing with your childhood trauma, and when I like think of these things, I'm speaking specifically like from my perspective as a mom. Like as a child growing up, I did not really have anybody in my life who was patient with me. The one person who was is not even here anymore. So like whenever I'm having like hard days with Micah, or I mean, I can't really say I've been there with Jace yet because he's still like so small, but like we're definitely at like a learning and behavior curve with Micah. And like a lot of the times I just have to tell myself, because I've been a child before and I know what it's like to not have anybody like who even tries to understand you, because in the Black community, you're a child, you don't have any needs, you don't have any wants. If I say so as a parent, regardless of if that's what's right for you as a child, it's gonna be what I say because I'm the adult, so I'm always right, which is false. So I just try to tell myself that, because sometimes it is hard to have patience, especially when you have a toddler and an infant at the same time, and they both require a lot of attention. So I just have to tell myself, be what I needed as a child. They don't get to experience what I got to experience because my great aunt is no longer here. It's really up to me to make them feel what she made me feel as a child. Hold on, let me stop trying to talk in on my eyebrows for that be crooked. Give me just a second. But yeah, like I was saying, I know like my aunt was definitely like what I needed as a child, because nobody else like had the, or tried, I don't know, like nobody tried to be patient with me as a child. It was always a hit or a slap, or like never a conversation. And like even like as a teenager, you're gonna silence yourself and what you're going through because I don't deem it as important, which is very fucked up, honestly. And things that happen to you like throughout your childhood, from a toddler on up through like adolescence and into like young adulthood, all of this stays with you. So since I am still so young and a lot of the stuff is still so fresh with me, like it's on my mind a lot to be for my kids what I needed as a child. And sometimes it's hard because I don't, like, sometimes you might not know what your child needs, but it's still your like responsibility to make sure that they do get what they need. And I keep referring back to kids because like that's what made me realize a lot of my childhood traumas, and really you should be able to address those regardless of if you have kids or not. It just makes for like a healthier, a mentally and emotionally healthier adulthood, when you can address things that maybe you have not gotten to address from your childhood, or things that you feel have shaped you, or certain experiences that you feel have shaped you to be a certain way. I'm not crying, y'all. I accidentally poked myself in the eye. But yeah, you should definitely address those childhood traumas as they come up, as you recognize them. But I would definitely say, if that was one thing that I could have done before I started having kids, I definitely would have like been going to therapy and addressing childhood traumas. And yeah, I mean, to go with that, just don't surround yourself with people who you feel are like triggering to those traumas, because you may think that you're over them, but then you're triggered and you have a reaction to something that somebody said or did that brought back a memory of something that was hard for you to deal with as a child. So Definitely address any hurt or trauma that you have. And yeah, I mean, nobody's perfect. Everybody has dealt with something or is dealing with something. But don't ignore it. Basically, don't ignore it. Because when you ignore it and suppress it, it's going to come back in a way that you don't like, or it may come out towards somebody who it actually has nothing to do with. And yeah, you want to harbor healthy relationships and healthy thoughts and feelings. You don't want to harbor negative thoughts and hold on to old situations that you can't change or do anything about, because how is that serving you positively? It may be serving you, but not serving you in a way that's going to help you to be better or move forward. You know what I mean? I can't see this. I can see, but it's like real blurry. When I keep looking like this, it's because I really can't see anything. But yeah, I'm not gonna do anything to my lashes. I really need to go get a refill or a new set, but that's pretty much it. And then I usually go in with just like a clear gloss. If I feel like up to it, sometimes I do like a brown lip liner and a clear gloss, but that probably won't be the move for today. Because yeah, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, because I'm already having a late night, and I know I'm not going to want to sit here and watch all of this extra makeup and stuff off when I get home if I don't have to, so I'm not going to. Hold on, let me put my glasses back on because I'm done with my face makeup. Oh, setting spray. I don't have any setting powder, so can't forget this. Dry it off, dry it off. Ooh. I did not mean to do that much, but like, I feel like when you do your setting spray, like it just brings everything together and melts it down, because I don't like for my face to be looking like super powdery. And like, I definitely used to be like a matte girl. Like, I need everything matte, matte, matte. Like, I mean, because I'm using like older makeup products that I've already had, because I haven't like shopped for new products. I do still have all matte products, but I just make sure to do my skincare and stuff prior to hydrate and moisturize my skin, and then I followed up just so everything kind of blends together. I don't want to be looking like somebody took like some flour and boop. But let me see, I think because it's been so humid outside that like my hair is still straight, but like there's some pieces where like right here in the middle, it's kind of, it's not frizzed, but you could tell like the humidity is getting to it. So I'm gonna hit those pieces real quick while I touch on the last thing. The last thing that I'm gonna touch on that I've learned in my 20s, and I feel like this is something that I kind of knew prior, but I just keep having to remind myself in my 20s like not to do this. So the last thing that I'm going to touch on is allowing people to pressure your decision making, or being pressured by like people's thoughts and opinions. And I mean, that's something that you're going to have to deal with regardless of how old you are. There's just always going to be people who feel like they have to voice their opinion even if nobody cares. Like let's just be honest. But I've never been the person to like be peer pressured, or to like let what anybody thinks of me make me feel any kind of way. But I still like have to remind myself, because sometimes it's not just like the thoughts and pressure of like people that you know. Sometimes the pressure can definitely come from like social media. I personally haven't like dealt with this, but I know Like, it's obviously we're in the age of social media. Everything is posted. You gotta see who gets the most likes, like all that type of stuff. And if you are a person who is doing something where like social media can like help elevate whatever it is that you're doing, so like for me, social media can definitely help elevate like my numbers on YouTube, but I don't let that make or break whether or not I'm gonna film content and make an upload for y'all. I don't let that make or break. I've had videos that have had tens of thousands of views, and I have videos that have less than 100 views. When I get on here to upload, I don't care about the views. I'm doing what I enjoy. One, that's what's important. YouTube definitely started as like an outlet for me during the pandemic, because literally the only thing that I was doing was being a mom. Like, I didn't have anything that I was doing for myself. So YouTube is for me. Like, I don't care who don't like it. Like, I'm gonna come on here and say what I want to say because this is my platform. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. And that's like the thing about it is, I know I'm not gonna be everybody's cup of tea because I'm real, like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I do filter myself a lot for like YouTube and social media, but like if I said or did like a lot of the things that I like spoke on or have like addressed in real life, like some people would not be able to take it. Like, I'm very cutthroat, straight to the point. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I don't care about your feelings. And I mean, that's just what it is, but that's also why I say I don't give my unsolicited opinion, because I know how, like, sometimes when I say things, I know how it comes across. And that's because I'm, like I said, I'm gonna get to the point and say what it is and not sugarcoat it. But it, like, that's why I know not to say anything if my opinion isn't asked, for the most part. But like, if somebody is speaking on a situation and they ask for my opinion, I'm gonna give my true thoughts and opinion. I'm not gonna lie to make them feel any kind of way or to make them feel like they're right in the situation if they're actually wrong. But yeah, I'll just be going off on the tangent. But back to the main point that I was making. Don't let anybody pressure you to feel any kind of way or to think any kind of way. If you have different thoughts and opinions, don't conform your thoughts and opinions just to try to make somebody else happy, you know? Definitely stick to what's true to you. You can always be open-minded if there's something that you don't know about in order to have a valid thought or opinion. Yeah, definitely get more information, but don't be pressured to think or feel any kind of way based on what somebody else thinks or feels, because their thoughts or opinions are coming off of a different experience than what you may have had or may not have even experienced yet. So that's just really in all aspects. I've never been the type of person that's been pressured, but like I said, like with the social media thing, it's so easy to be like, and I still tell myself sometimes, like, dang, I can't wait to have my breakthrough. I can't wait to till it's my turn, but I can't be pressured because it's somebody else's turn and I'm still waiting on my breakthrough. You know, like, I can't let that pressure me to not keep going because like the next person's, like what the next person is doing, regardless if it's something similar or not, I can't let the comparison stop me from doing what I want to do. So like, a lot of the people that I watch on YouTube are a lot further along than I am in life, and that's one of the reasons why I watch them, because I take it as motivation, not as comparison. So I'm not gonna be like, oh well, my house or my bathroom isn't as nice as Aaliyah's and Kyra's, so I'm not gonna do this routine. No, y'all gonna get this routine, y'all gonna see where I am now. So when I am elevated and I do have the things that I want in life, y'all can always look back and say, y'all were a part of their journey. I mean, if y'all want to be, I'm not, me saying that y'all need to be a part of their journey would be me trying to pressure y'all, but I'm not. So yeah, like, you just have to be comfortable with where you are in life and keep your goals in front of you, and just know that the decisions you make are going to definitely have an effect on whether or not you hit those goals that you want in life. I feel like everything that I said was kind of all over the place because I kept going on a tangent, but y'all, as y'all can tell, I've learned a lot in my young little age. That's not even scratching the surface. But if y'all would like to hear more things like that, or want me to go more in depth on like certain topics, I could definitely do like more chit chat videos, because I realize a lot of the time I'm just vlogging, so y'all are just going through the day-to-day motions with me. But if y'all want me to actually like sit down and start talking to y'all about certain things, because I do know like a lot of my viewers are younger girls. I'm still young right there with y'all, so a lot of things that I have gone through are still like pretty fresh, and I feel like I could help teach certain things or use my experience so that you don't have to experience certain things to know how it's going to turn out. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. I am gonna pressure y'all to do that. Hit that subscribe button. Nah, I'm just playing. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see y'all in tomorrow's Vlogmas, and y'all, bye.